Hey, so I published a book using Amazon KDP, and I thought I'd create a short step-by-step video of how I went about it. I'm going to talk about how, let's say why I used KDP to publish it, how specifically I went about it, and now knowing all of that, what would I do differently? So for why, firstly, I wanted to create something real. In this day of AI imagery and how quickly photography is changing, who knows how long we're still going to be printing photography books. I wanted to have the option of it being printed locally so that I wouldn't have to worry about international delivery, any kind of stuff like that. Also, I wanted it print on demand, so I wouldn't have to order 1,000 or thousands of copies and then worry about storage for all of that. You know, I wanted a good quality hardcover book with somewhat accurate color rendition. I had some mixed results on that, but more on that later. The how was quite easy. I had a specific idea of what I wanted the book to look like, the cover and the inside pages. So I found the parameters on a KDP site. I'll add the link to that below if anybody wants to use it. But it gives you really specific document parameters depending on the size of what you're looking to create. You can also choose hardcover or softcover, and they've got 10 or 15 different size options available. I wanted the biggest hardcover color, and this is what I got. They even have Word templates available that you can just plug in your content and you're ready to go. You can click publish from there. I used Adobe InDesign because I'm somewhat familiar with it, but I'm pretty sure I could have used Word and gotten similar results. After you've completed the design, you'll have to submit it for design approval. They have an automated submission tool that allows you that checks your document, if your pages are aligned, if you've left enough space for different graphics and images, if you're printing all the way to the edge, if you've left enough space for that. And so once you get that, they're all clear from the submission tool, that's design approved. Once you've cleared the design phase, you can submit it for final approval from the KDP team. I think they triple check that your content isn't against any of their terms. So mine was approved quite quickly. It took less than a day, I think. It does depend on your content though. And once you get that approval, you can decide to either order proof copies, which I did, or you can go directly to publish. And if you go directly to publish, you'll have to decide a price point. They give you a minimum cost of what it costs them to print, and anything above that, they charge a percentage royalty of. The percentage of that is dependent on whether it's a hardcover or softcover, or for that matter, an ebook. So in a nutshell, you'll have to design your book, that's a big one, get design approval, get final approval, decide on a price point and where you'd like to sell it, and you can click publish. What would I do differently? I think firstly I would outsource the design. You know, book design is an art in itself, and I would have saved a ton of time leaving it to an expert to do that. And in fact, I think I'm going to have this book rearranged and create a second print. To address the quality issue, print on demand, where you print in small batches, is inconsistent or can be inconsistent. I think Amazon outsources their printing to various printers all across the country or across the world, and you know, unfortunately not all of them are all that great. In my first 4 or 5 orders of 100 books, I received some poorly made, that the covers were a little bit warped, the glue was in weird places, the binding wasn't the best, and then worst of all, some of the color wasn't all that accurate. The KDP customer team, really amazing. They sorted out for you quite quickly without that much effort. So they replaced those. The only thing is timelines. You know, I missed a couple of deadlines because of that. The other thing is hardcover books are quite heavy. You know, if you order 40 or 50 books, the package can get quite heavy. And you know, they haven't always been packaged all that well. So I've ordered some and received some damaged books because of that. You know, I'm not blaming the delivery people. These are heavy boxes to lug around. But they could have been packaged better, and hopefully they will address that. So in conclusion, would I use it again? Would I recommend it to anyone? I think yes, I would. As a photographer, you get a good quality hardcover book. The color is pretty good when you get good copies, and you know, the pros outweigh the cons on this one. Hopefully this video was helpful. See you on the next one.